Today we're going to be reviewing something here on the channel that I don't really do a lot and I should do absolutely more. Let me know in the comments, do you agree on this? Because we're going to be taking a close look at the Zeneko. This is the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive's video game. We're having brand new game that we can play for our old retro systems. And this is what makes the time we're living absolutely insane and so great. Because think about it, we have old 20, 30-year-old devices that new games are going to be produced for, and this Z.E.N.E.K.O is going to be one of them. This is the Sega Genesis version, or Mega Drive, and an overall quality, that is what I'm going to be looking into. So what I also understand for, they're actually already working on the Neo Geo version, and that's one I really love to add to the collection as well. So when it comes to the overall quality, I must say that I'm really surprised at what they're going to be delivering already, because this is absolutely a very cool overall piece of collectible. So this is giving me some really old school 90s vibes, but just the way how it looks, like everything. He did a great job when it comes to the overall configuration, when it comes to the box art, everything, just the feel of the box. It's really high quality. But if you want to know for sure, you have the real deal. They also implement a piece of paper with a stamp on it. And the manual, I can tell you, this is done very well, like a very cool overall high quality print with all the old school details, or at least like the details that we have with the old school manuals. So yeah, explaining how the game works. But if you're going to be putting the game back in the case, you will see there's some difference. And I mean, particularly when it comes to not the quality. You can see over here, we have an audio jack. And that is an interesting way, because this is a custom self-designed audio processor that is embedded into the cartridge. That's providing over 12 stereo digital sound channels and high sampling rate music. So that is really unique. So how about the game itself? And the first thing you actually see is the menu explaining how the game works. And I can tell you, yep, this is absolutely some Metal Slug vibes going on, because it's exactly how the Neo Geo game works. However, if you're going to be looking at it, this is absolutely awesome. But let's play a little bit on the CRT and an LCD. So the overall character has different kind of sprites, including a reload sprite that looks pretty cool. Having the grenade that we're going to be using a lot in the game. So we're going to be having even a slow motion mode. But also some weapon upgrades, that is pretty cool. But the unfortunate part is nothing actually changes when it comes to the weapon in his hand. But maybe this is the limitation of the system itself. Nevertheless, we're going to be having all kinds of enemies that we're going to be facing throughout the game. And I can tell you that when it comes for playing, absolutely like Metal Slug Contra vibes all the way. However, this is purely you need to know your enemies and the patterns they're having. And the overall situation I've noticed with this game, it can be quite chaotic. I have seen certain parts of the game that you're going to be ambushed by all kinds of wicked things. I must say that I was quite surprised with this slow down function, but it's actually something I didn't use a lot, but I need to use more, with the simple reason the game is so crazy. The slashing move he does when an enemy comes closer is similar to the Metal Slug games what I remember, and that's something that you're going to be needing a lot. I am guessing that the Metal Slug tank scene is a little bit of an inspiration for this game, where I find absolutely interesting that we can now shoot every single way fairly easy, and of course using not a grenade, but we're going to be using the tank massive cannon. So the overall scene was quite a lot of fun to actually drive through, and every single enemy is not going to be a problem at all. And I can tell you, it feels like this freaking tank is indestructible, because I was just driving and smashing through everything over here. Giving the game itself also a little bit of a different variation, because of the upgrades we actually can grab. I think it's not something of a common situation. But in the end, if you're going to be looking at this particular game, of course we're not going to be looking at it as a Metal Slug game or a Contra, or actually a hybrid. It's absolutely a unique overall design. Where I must say that when it comes to the overkill of characters and everything that comes on your path from, and actually the first moment you start this game is something of a little bit of an overwhelming sometimes. But let's talk about the frustration I had with this particular game. So to begin with, when you're going to be starting, you're going to be ambushed by a freaking airplane. It will keep going, ambushing you until you're going to be destroying it. That's one of the things that can be quite annoying, and shooting at the tank makes no sense whatsoever. So what I normally do is throw a crazy amount of different kind of grenades, die, throw more grenades and actually destroy everything. And you can see in this part, the airplane keeps coming back until you're going to be destroying it itself. But it's quite overwhelming, and oh man, I'm burning through my credits like crazy. Progressing to the different stages, it's going to be absolutely more chaotic and even more annoying. Having over here a character with a regeneration shield. Yep, You need to destroy the shield, then you need to actually like hit the guy more enough. And if you do that's not fast enough, you're going to be having the situation that's going to be regenerating the shield, and it can even do some drop kicks. Man, this is like feeling the next level boss. However, this is a common character. You can just going to be seeing it more and more often. Or just walks into you with a shield and just killing you instantly.
Heavy machine gun!
You did see that correctly, it dropped on me and it killed me again. But there are some certain key factors that you need to destroy before progressing to the next part of the game. And I've noticed this particular part when it comes to the scriptyard. And if you're going to be looking closely and playing the game a couple of times, you will see it too. So for example, the claw that's actually going from right to left. If you don't destroy the claw itself, this will be like a continuous infinite loop, what I actually noticed. So I needed to destroy the claw, and at first I didn't really notice that. So I was just shooting characters, staying alive, but after destroying the, let's say, claw itself, it automatically progresses to the next stage. So that is one of the things that you absolutely need to consider when actually playing this game. Between all of the overwhelming characters, if you're going to be defeating most of them on screen, you do have like these mini bosses. This guy with the robo suit, I can tell you that most of the time when something of a robot-like device comes nearby, I'm just going to be throwing grenades like crazy, because the overall minigun, or actually machine gun I'm having now, feels a little bit underpowered. This robot actually shoots those like heat-seeking missiles. I'm going to be calling them like freaking anal probes, because they will follow you to the end of the world. But I will give you an overview of a couple of parts of the stages, and I must say that I do actually enjoy myself playing this game, how frustrating it sometimes is. There we go, it's like freaking jet. Go away!
Heavy machine gun!
Go! Go!
It's absolutely awesome to see that people spend their time to actually create new games for old systems. So this particular game, I must say Z.E.N.E.K.O is a very fun overall game to play. So though, if I would say like things I would personally improve, is that when it comes to the massive robots like the final bosses or mid bosses, they don't feel really like those, because in the between of the chaos of all of the characters, they will pop up, you will destroy them like crazy with a shitload of grenades, and that's it. But then overall you're going to be looking at the overall gameplay mechanics. This game has absolutely a lot of potential, and if the Neo Geo version is going to be maybe looking even better than this one with more effects, that would be absolutely awesome and giving it like a little bit more Metal Slug feeling. However, maybe this is a problem of my side. I'm looking at it as like a semi-Metal Slug / Contra game, but yeah, that's the retro gamer inside of me. If they actually like change this out, but again, it's his game and not mine, I think that would be like absolutely beneficial to the overall gameplay experience. If like the chaotic mode with all kinds of characters being on the screen, and then give the player a little bit of an, let's say, chill down moment, and then enter boss mode with a big massive overall tank, or like an, for example, a different kind of big objects. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Would you consider buying it? Thank you all for watching, and it would be great to see you in the next video. Hehehehe